a few minutes early. Want to be a bit early, make sure we have plenty of time for tonight's fun. 3D printing, resins, and monsters. Oh my! Alright, so Mike, while we're waiting and people pop in here on stream live, but what you been up to lately, my friend?
Work and just trying to take care of the family.
Yeah.
I'm finishing up a degree that I should have done 20 years ago, so I'm still going to school trying to finish that out.
Oh, good for you. What degree?
Just criminal justice administration. One I started and then put off for years, so finally getting back into it. Finished off, so I should be done, I think, by summer this year. So I'll be done.
Wow, and what would you like to do with that? Do you want to, like...
Who knows? I'm not quite sure yet if I want to keep pushing and going, and working for cities and stuff or not. I'm not sure yet. So I still got a few years till I can decide what I want to do.
And what would be your alternative besides like working for cities or counties and local, like FBI stuff or CIA or?
I'm too old for that now. They want to look at me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm over that age. Attorney General's office, stuff like that, county attorneys. Always looking for investigators and things, so we'll see.
Wow.
Cool.
So you're saying we should be scared of you, is what you're really saying.
No, not me. Only if you're doing something stupid and I can do all your stupid stuff out there, I don't care.
Fair enough. All right, so on the stream, let us know how audio sounds, please. I'm hearing Mike well. Oh, crud, you need a mic. Here, so, look at this. I have this already. So you pop this guy in, and there should be a thing under the table here. This is all new since the last time you were here. It should be somewhere here. You can probably grab this one, and you'll kind of rotate. You'll figure out how it goes in. So
Well, maybe.
It'll snip and you'll find it. Don't worry about it.
Come on. It's like there it goes.
There it is. All right. And then you gotta watch this so it doesn't pull too far down that. You just pull that around it. If that's too much or too heavy,
Never worry.
Got it. All right. And let me turn your mic on. Hey, Pat66, good to see you. Manda, hello. Welcome all of my friends, or as you are known by Manda, our lovelies. All right, talk.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Testing.
All right, got you now?
Okay.
You hear him? Sounds good?
Yep.
There we go.
All right,
Good.
deal. That's funny. Where did I put that? Did you see the sub? Because last time I was here, I subbed, and I couldn't sub because I was on my phone.
Thank you. Yes, thank you for the sub, Pat. Thank you for the sub, Manda. Give the test an A. I appreciate that. We'll see what you think of the content and the guys I have on with me tonight. I think they're an A, but hopefully you agree.
At least one of them is the one sitting there.
Nah. More like a novice.
Stop it. All right, so I know you're going to be here for Blue Box Con. Mike, are you going to be here?
I wish.
See, I put you on the spot and you failed.
Right during that time, and then we'll see, I may be having to pay for a wedding coming up soon, so.
Well, work with those kids. Planning's important. Timing, right?
I have got a couple other things that were already in the works that I cannot back out of during that week, so it's challenging.
Wait, so I sound like I'm in an empty room? I never hear that. I'm always the loudest, so let's move the mic closer. Does that sound better there, Pat? Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. I do not want to be in an empty room. I like to be with friends. $3D printing V2 Resin Edition. Oh, thank you, Manda. I still sound like me, Tim. That's not fine. Like, no, that's mean, Tim. You're just mean. All right, here we go. Let's kick it off live with video. Make sure I grab the right one. And 3, 2, and 1. There we go, and it looks good to me. I'm joined tonight by DM Dingbat Mike. He's there on my upper right on the screen, and I'm joined by my good friend Fraley, 17 Patrick here on the left, and also I have this incredible setup here on the table, which are all the actual prints he has run. And we talked about resin printing last time, but my mind is officially blown. We also have these two machines here, which will be running tonight during the stream, and we have some fun giveaways. So we'll do. Patrick has been so good. We're going to give one of these dragons away on Saturday for our charity stream. One of these full 3D print. Look at this guy. I am absolutely mesmerized by the detail on these things. So this will be one of the giveaways for our charity stream on Saturday, but we will also give away something tonight, and I've just got to figure out with Patrick what that is. Oh, I like that one so much, so I want to keep it.
And then that one.
All right, this one. Oh, yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So this guy here will be given away tonight. Look. Let me pull this might be easier. So there. Look at this guy. Incredible detail. Tell us about it, Patrick.
That is a fire elemental. Got a pack, a 4-pack. So I got fire, earth, water, and air elementals in a pack, and so that was the fire one. The rock one is here, and the water one is here. So we can get to those later. But yeah, that one's pretty wicked looking.
Look at that. You could win this tonight. Incredible. All right, so we're going to talk about the printing tech again. We talked about FDM and resin last time quite a bit. But as I'm joined by these two august members of our community with insane amounts of knowledge, let's start with you tonight, Mike. Tell us about what's new, what's working with your prints, and what you're sort of currently doing with your tech.
Yeah, I've got the exact same setup that Patrick has, but I am trying to decide if I'm going to finish up another helmet that I did. I did a Mandalorian helmet for my son for Christmas. I think I posted the pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. You did, yes.
So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do that with the FDM printer. On the resin printer, I currently don't have anything printing at the moment. I just barely finished up this one.
Is that the same one you were talking about?
No, that's a 5-headed one right there.
That is a 5-headed Tiamat.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
It's pretty slick looking.
That's the one I just finished. But
Now, how many pieces was that,
That
Mike?
was my question, yeah.
oh, that was I think 10.
Yeah.
10 different runs. Some of them had 2 or 3 pieces on there at once. So that one's finally done. Now I got to buy more resin and figure out what I'm going to print next. So we'll see.
Yeah, wow. I mean, can you show that again, Mike? That was pretty quick. Hey, good to see you, Sam. Retro, good to see you, my friend, as well. I mean, oh my goodness. Again, the detail these resin printers put out is insane. Are you gonna paint? Are you gonna paint that, Mike?
Yes, I am. I would like to have somebody better than me paint it.
I know that feeling. I really do. I know that feeling.
I'll throw up the pictures of it onto Discord that have a little better shots.
Bravo, sir. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. All right, so what about you, Patrick? Like, what's going on new with you? You're obviously these guys were Christmas presents, right?
Yeah.
So this is the last couple of months for you. Talk to us about them.
So, well, the FDM printer is kind of it's over on the side of the bonus room. It's kind of sad because it's not getting used as much right now, which it will get used, but I'm just cranking out these prints because just the like you said, the detail is just beyond.
I'm
belief.
blown away. I am so.
I got on a.
Aren't you glad you listened to me?
Oh,
well, yeah.
Wait, what? Yeah. You're the bad influence, Mike. You were the bad influence.
It was. And I was like, I'm not sure if I want to get it. I don't know about all the components that go with it, and the resin, and the safety, and the this, and the. And you were just like, just go ahead and do it. And so my wife was like. And so I was just kind of, how as a kid you kind of go, well, this is kind of neat for Christmas. She goes, do you just want to get that? I was like, well, yeah, okay, just go ahead and order it and be done with it. I was like, you got it. So, but I've got, I was in a Patreon called Bite the Bullet. Kind of found some of the stuff that that I liked, but kind of switched over to Loot Studios, which is where the Hill Giant and some other things came from that are just. The detail that they're putting out, Loot Studios, is...
So this is a Loot Studios mini.
That's a Loot Studios mini. And so...
you can see it here on the screen.
So it's kind of like a Patreon.
Look at the detail on this. It is absolutely mesmerizing how detailed these prints are. I mean, look at...
It's unreal.
Look at the...
It's unreal. And so it's kind of like a Patreon. You pay $15 a month, and then they send like 50 STLs out to you every month. And so you pick what you want, you start printing, and then you guys. Now I've printed more than I've ever painted. I have time to paint right now, so I'm having to. I got to slow it down a little bit, start painting some stuff, but because I'm like, oh look, I'm going to print that, and I'm going to print that, and then Mike told me, hey, remember, you can put 4 minis on the build plate, and they all print at the same time. It doesn't increase the. It doesn't increase
that only makes the problem worse, right?
And I'm like, well, here's like 3 guys I printed it once, and there's 4 of other things. So I was like, and of course my question I get at home is all the time, where are you gonna put all this stuff? Where are you gonna put all this? I said, I don't know.
Yep. I'm finally to that point now where I literally don't know where I'm going to store a couple of these things that I've just printed.
Yeah.
So I've got a problem.
All right. So hopefully I'm not spilling the beans here, but we have a mini that he has said, Patrick has said, is going to go to Vivi for BlueBoxCon.
Yeah.
This glorious beholder. Look at this guy.
That is one of the coolest models.
Look at that. What? I can't wait to see what Vivi will do with that on the paint. He's just so cool. So this stuff, like, how long does one of these take to print, Pat?
So a regular, like the one I got loaded right now is like 2 hours.
You want to go ahead and kick one off?
Sure.
And,
So just
so here, let's show this here.
Hit play. You're on that side. If you want to hit play.
All right there.
Yep. And so there it goes. So the kicker of it is there's fill lines in the vat, and you don't go over the fill lines because if you do, it's going to overflow.
Spill out, right?
So the first time I did that, the first time I poured some in there, it was poured about half full, and as that bed goes down in there, that liquid raises up, that resin raises up, and you almost kind of. You're like, oh no, you know, but it doesn't. So it goes over the build plate.
Yeah, there, I see it, yeah.
So what it's going to do, so here's the kicker. So when these white lights come up, so that's what it's printing right now.
I don't think I can see that on the stream.
But the first, what is it, Mike? The first couple of layers have a longer print time.
Usually 5 or 6 layers will go for longer, and then
it's sitting there and it's printing it right now. It's hardening basically the resin. And then Mike texted me later and said, hey, just to make sure you remember, when you hear that pop, when it raises up and it pops, that's a good thing. Because it's actually sticking to the print bed and not the vat, the fat.
Oh.
So it's still hardening this right now. And so what it'll do is there it comes up.
Oh, look.
And then it goes right back down. And then it prints the next layer. So unlike a FDM printer, which has to go around and print every single layer, every single layer. So if you print a mini, if you wanted to print a mini, it would take quite a while because it's got to print each layer at one little bit at a time. Where this prints, when the laser hits, it hits every point at the same time. So this print's going to take, it reads under there, I think, 2 hours maybe?
Right.
And so it gives you a progression bar of percentage, and it gives you time remaining.
And so how does that work for you here? It's a practical question, because obviously we don't run 2 hours tonight. So when we're done with the stream, what happens with your half-done print?
Well, I can pause it. What I'll do is I'll pause it. It'll raise the bed up. And then I will have to take the resin, I'll filter it, put it back in the bottle. Then I'll clean the vat, and then it'll be done. And then when I get it back home, plug it up, and I can restart it.
And will you typically see like errors or like deletion points or anything when you do a pause?
I've never actually paused one.
Okay.
So now I've only had, I think I told you, out of all the prints I've done since December 26th, I think is when I started, the day after Christmas, I've only had 2 failures. And so that was just something that didn't stick to the build plate, and it was stuck on the bottom. And so that's pretty easy to take care of because you just empty the resin, spread a little alcohol on it, and pop it up from the bottom.
Makes sense. All right, Mike, thoughts on that?
No, he's cranking right along. As soon as he got that thing set up, we were exchanging pictures back and forth.
Yeah.
And it's not hard once you get that thing set up. It just starts running.
Well, I guess that's the main thing I'm seeing, because I was kind of intimidated by this. I've done some filament printing. I had a filament printer with a plate, and it was kind of a mess, hard to work with, and wouldn't balance properly. The filament would stick all the time, and I looked at this, and it seemed like alchemy. I'm like, no, that can't possibly work. Yeah. But it seems like it's magic happening in the box there. Don't mock me.
So much fun.
Don't mock me on stream, please. I'm sorry. I'm a tech guy, but this is so magical. Sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
You're good. No, I was the same way. I've been mesmerized when I first saw these things, wanting to get into it and start printing myself. So I tell every one of these guys I've talked to, Patrick, Josh, all of them, Robert, just get into it, get going. We're here. I've helped, I don't know how many guys get set up. We're here to answer questions if you need it. I'm not, a pro and a tech guy, but I'm happy to help. Learn from my mistakes so you don't ruin your machine. I'm happy to help.
True.
All right, so we can see the glory and what's created. I'll show more of this again a bit later, but what are some of the downsides or I thought I would smell something. I'm in a very small room here. I was worried about fumes. I smell nothing. Mm-hmm. There is nothing coming off these printers right now that I can smell. So what are the common downsides to resin printing that people might want to be aware of?
I think when resins started however many years back, I think the resins were a little more potent than they are now. I think that's where everybody got the idea that you need to vent it outside. You need to have, I remember watching videos 2 or 3 years ago where a guy had actually 3D printed on his FDM printer something to go on the back of his printer that would blow the stuff out the window. He put like a dryer hose.
Yeah, I've seen that. Like even like airbrushers will sometimes do that.
And so now the printer, the resins they have now, there's different types of resins. There's water, where you can wipe it off with water now instead of alcohol, that we'll talk about later. But I can get a very faint smell of the resin when I take that hood off to pop it off the build plate and then clean it. But like I told you, I smell more alcohol when I open this than I do anything else. This to me has a much smellier content than the resin does.
And this thing is so quiet.
Yeah. All you hear is just the motor. That's it.
The lift
Now
up, the lift down.
this one's a little loud because it likes to make noise and.
All right, so for the fans, like what's obviously
Okay,
we know what this guy's doing. What's this guy doing?
3D printer. This is your cure and wash station. So take this off. What we have is we have this big vat here of basically this is 91% rubbing alcohol. And so you pop this. Well, come on. Well, I don't know why it's not popping. There we go. And in it you have your basket.
All right, so you drop the new print
So here,
in the
I'll show you.
basket. Yeah.
I'll show you. So with
you
everything.
have one ready, right?
Yeah, I got 3 ready.
Hello, Ukador. Good to see you. I don't know who that is. Is that you, Jadobi, or whoever that is from our friends at Fabled 42? Good to see you. Anna B. Meyer. Anna, your maps are going to be so heavily featured in my charity stream next Saturday, week from Saturday rather. So we're so excited about the charity stream.
So with all things, resin is safety first. I may look goofy, but it keeps anything from getting into my eyes.
He's not worried about my eyes. He doesn't care. That's fine.
I'm not going to throw it at you.
So I'll be your blind DM here in the future sessions. But
so I don't want to touch the resin. So this is what it looks like with the supports. So it prints this way.
Oh, okay.
It prints from the bottom and prints up, and those are the supports that keep it from falling apart. Everything else. So this is a base. You can tell how the base just has multiple supports on it like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, Chris, I'm glad to see it's you. I haven't talked to you in a while, man. Hope you're doing well. Mike Disney, I've got some box openings to do here shortly. I have brand new Pale Lord prints, and I have yours upstairs painted. I'm going to show.
So you just lower this in, and then I'll take that off. Throw it in my trash can. We'll put that down. So you got 2 settings. You got wash and cure. So there's 4 prints in there. It varies on how long you want to wash it. So I usually go like 10 minutes. And so there's a fan in the bottom of this vat.
Oh, look at that.
And there's a magnet in the bottom of the machine, and so it's the magnet spinning as the fan is spinning, and so it will go for however long, a minute or so, and then it will stop and it will reverse direction to get water going, or to get the alcohol going every way it can. And so for 10 minutes it's going to wash it, and the reason you wash it is you want to get the excess resin off the print before you cure it.
All right, so I'm geeking out here. This is so fun. And if you don't, what happens? A bad paint, bad set.
I've never really seen what would it do, Mike, if you cured it with excess resin? Would it just build up?
Yeah, if it doesn't get washed off, it's just going to harden up. When it gets done printing, and you'll see the build plate, when it finally finishes, the build plate raises all the way out of the vat. And I'll usually let it sit there for a couple of minutes to drip any excess off, then pull it off. You can take the entire plate off of that printer right there.
Right.
A single screw, and then you can set that inside the vat itself so it can clean the plate and your prints all at once. That was one of the biggest things why I fell in love with this setup, this machine. It was cheap, number one, so anybody getting into it can afford it. It prints amazing prints, and it comes with that setup, so everything's all in one. The only time I've ever had any issues with excess resin was a buddy of mine that has one. He wasn't able to get it clean enough, so there was some excess resin and we lost some of the detail. That's about it.
Yeah, I think it's just it would just build up instead of washing it away. It's to get the detail you want.
That makes sense. I see people are enjoying the new emotes. Thank you to Art of Mike Disney and Tea Time with Taryn for these brand new emotes. We now have our first animated emotes as well. Also, we have a Bloodwild Steve Yes? Yeah, a little like just a little like kind of hiccup there, but yeah, we're back. But so fun, those emotes, and we got several first-time viewers. Good to have Chris Solo in with us tonight. Good to have Jenna God. Of course, the big thing we have happening here is our charity stream coming up on February 18th through the 20th for St. Jude Children's Hospital, and we have some incredible giveaways. So I'll be posting more of that on my Instagram and on my Discord channel. But tonight we do have.
So it just makes that little noise.
Yeah.
And now it's spinning the other way.
So now it flips back the other direction.
It's just making like a little cyclone in the top, where it's just spinning as that alcohol. Now some people use alcohol, some people use some other type of cleaners, like a mean green and that kind of stuff. So at one time with the pandemic, alcohol was hard to find because everybody was cleaning stuff.
Oh,
that's why everybody chose to try different cleaners.
Yep. But are those better than alcohol, or is pure alcohol the best?
There's debate. I saw a guy clean his miniatures one time with Everclear.
Yeah, makes
Pure
sense.
alcohol.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I think he was being funny, but
what
it
else
worked.
did he do with it? I don't know.
But it worked. I mean, it worked.
All right, so tonight we have this as a giveaway, courtesy of our friend Fraley17, Patrick here. This gorgeous fire elemental. Whoops, and that guy froze here. Too many wires and stuff. Like, well, what a great spot to freeze. That looks incredible. I love it. Let's like that giant is one of the coolest minis I've ever seen. It really is.
Those are awesome. They look really good.
Yeah, they really do. All right, so this guy, the fire elemental, super detailed. He will be a giveaway for us tonight, and so you can win this here on the back half of our stream, which we just have about 45 minutes to go. But man, the detail is absolutely insane. You know you want that. Also, though, I have two other things I want to talk about tonight quickly while the prints are going. One, I have to give back something to my friend. Pat gave me. Oh, thank you, everybody. We're at like 50 viewers tonight. Just talking about prints. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. We have those giveaways, but I have this really cool set of stuff here. Mike, do you know what this is? You don't, but I'm asking anyway, just to put you on the spot. But you can you guess what these are? Here, let me show it for the. Anyone want to guess what this is on the stream? Hey, Reaper Spawn. These are. Oh my God, so glorious, so cool. These are Patrick Fraley17's character sheets from his youth.
Original.
The original, like old school. Remember these? All of them. Like I spent so much time going through these, reading all the details of each of these characters. You can see the love that he poured into them. Yes, Jay. These are the OG things. Here we have Sir Callahan. Ooh. Sir Callahan, a favorite. And each one has all the character sheet stuff on the back, all the items and armor, and just, you can see the love that went into these. Now, Patrick, talk to us about these characters, or maybe tell us your favorite.
Oh, it would have been, well, we had a group of 3 players, 2 of my best friends growing up. I had Hercules. I don't know why.
Right here's yep. Hercules. I got Hercules.
Yeah.
This is his character sheet. Hercules.
He's a little overpowered. He's not easily to be killed, I don't believe.
Well, so 1873 strength. That's not bad.
Yeah.
14 intelligence, 16 wisdom, 18 dex, 17 con, 14 charisma. A little, but not bad. Yeah.
And so my other friend had Conan. And then our third one was the best character ever, which was Panama Jack. So, because back in the 80s, Panama Jack was the prevailing suntan lotion and shirts and everything else. So, it was kind of cool. So, our 3 travelers, Panama Jack met his demise.
But like Zenithar, this is your artwork here?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so here is Zenithar. Look at the artwork of
That's
our friend.
terrible. That's terrible.
No, it's not terrible.
That is so bad.
It's pretty darn cool, actually. Like,
awesome.
what were you, like 10? I mean, that's awesome. I love that.
It's horrid. It's terrible.
Oh, it's not terrible.
But no,
Stop.
but Panama Jack met his demise at the Castle Ravenloft.
Okay.
He got thrown off the side of the cliff.
So there is character sheet after. We're going to get back to 3D printing in a moment, but I wanted to share this for a moment because
when Ninjas came out.
Oh, Ninja, yeah. So you have Oriental Adventures here. So here is Oriental Adventures character.
Didn't want to draw it, so I got a piece of paper and taped it to it. Yeah.
This is so awesome. So look, I've had these now for what, 6 months?
Yeah.
And I'm honored you trusted me with these.
Oh.
These are treasured relics of your childhood, and please believe me, I have spent hours poring over them and just joyful.
I knew you'd love it.
I want to give them back to you and make sure it's on video here that they're all safe and hail.
Thank you, sir.
But also tonight, Pat's getting something else just for showing up as he always does, works so hard to support us. I have a brand new, just unboxed copy of the 5e Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, which is one of my favorite 5e books. I've been poring over this. We may have one for our charity stream as well. I think I have an extra, but I love this book, and I thought this would be a nice thing to give to Pat, just to say thank you for all of your help and your friendship. So my friend, this is yours.
I appreciate it. You didn't have to do that.
I know I didn't have to do it, but I did because I want to.
That's
so
cool.
all right, so let's go back to the chat. Questions we have in the chat, and while we're asking for questions, what thoughts do you have, Mike, on other tips for, you are the sort of the godfather of resin printing here at Blue Box. You have influenced so many. What else should we know or think about with these things?
So I've been trying to keep up with people that are throwing stuff up in the chat.
Okay.
Links to what he's actually printing, the wash station, the resin, all of that is in the LMA chat. So on Discord. So jump in there and you guys can see what he's actually running right now.
Way to prop our Discord up. Thank you, Mike.
Yep. So, man, my biggest suggestion, biggest tip I would get is don't be so afraid of getting into it. There's things you need to learn. Yes, it's a learning curve, but it's not that difficult, especially once you get some things dialed in and things you start picking up on the little things. It is so much fun, and there is so many things that you can print, not just for games. I've printed things, like I said, cosplay stuff for my son. There's things you can print for.
Well, look, your Mandalorian helmet is
rocked.
It is unbelievable. You put that in our Discord. That Mandalorian helmet is the coolest print I've ever seen. And of course, that's FDM, right? That's not resin, because that's a big FDM piece. But it's incredible what you can do with those things.
Yep, that one's all FDM. So there's so much that you can do. My biggest thing, like I said, get into it, try it. If you have questions, there's plenty of us on here. There's so many people you can reach out to if you have questions. Just jump into it.
All right. Very, very cool. All right, so I'm going to run upstairs. I've got another box to grab, which is from Art of Mike Disney. And so I have two unboxing I'll do tonight. This one, which is from you, Mike, and then I have one from Mike Disney. So while I'm upstairs, you guys can entertain the viewers. Welcome. We have some new chatters. Shield, good to see you. Tom the Vindicator. Oh, I'm sorry I missed the gift sub. Thank you so much, Tom. Incredible support from the community. This is the best community in all of D&D. All right, so I'm going to run upstairs, and you guys can talk amongst yourselves, enjoy the chat, and I'm going to grab another box.
Entertain us. So, okay, Brandon, what you going to sing, buddy?
What am I going to sing? Well, there was some Fleetwood Mac happening, and I was singing, but that was off stream, and that's
killing it,
and that's where it remains. It remains off stream.
Yes.
So, but no, I mean, I appreciate Mike's, because I've asked Mike questions, and Mike's given me advice. Now, the neat thing about this print right here, the dragon, is the bottom is actually FDM. It actually gave you the option to print it on the resin, or print it on FDM, which was pretty cool for the print. That it gave you the option, because you're talking, that's a lot of, and if that's not hollow on a resin printer, that's a lot of resin. So it was nice that they gave me the option. I know that Pat 66 was asking questions about resin printers, the models that you get. I would say the best thing to do is to get on a Patreon or some sort of place that just churns them out. Absolutely. Because they have the best detail, they have the best bang for your buck. So the Loot Studio, go ahead.
You don't have to worry about slicing them and putting the sports.
They're already pre-sliced. Yep. They're already they're ready to go. Like the Hill Giant, all I did was download the print, pop it into the USB, bring it over, and start printing it.
And do you always do a USB, or can you connect USB to a laptop so you don't have to move the removable
There
media?
are some wireless connections you can make.
Okay.
So you can go from your laptop and then just shoot it over to the printer.
Over, yeah. So is there a problem with that, Mike? Because like, to me, pulling removable media in and out it'd be okay, but not preferable. I'd rather have it plugged directly in or wireless. What can you do?
It depends on the printer. Some printers are set up for it that you can do right on an app on your phone. You can slice it. So I know Pat 66 also asked about what slicer programs. I have Cura is one I use. It's free. It's got a ton of capability. That's what I use all for my FDM. I use the Anycubic one that is specifically designed for that printer that came with it, to do all of my stuff on there. So there's a couple of different, there's so many in Chitterbox, there's a ton of different slicers. Cura is right up there with some of the big expensive ones, and it's free. I use Cura all the time for my FDM stuff. So I can throw links to all that stuff in there too if anybody's interested.
Yeah, please do.
That in there, so.
Yeah, go ahead and pop it in our Discord. So if you go into our Discord for Blue Box, there's constant chat, there's constant content, there are memes, there's fan art, there's all kinds of fun stuff. There's a Loremaster's Arcanum channel in our Discord, and Mike and other creators post stuff inside there associated with these streams. So yeah, like people are just like, they're geeking out on the detail of these minis, and honestly, if you were in the room, it would blow your mind.
Show the beholder, because Vivi just came on.
Oh, Vivi, are you on, Vivi? Hey, Natasha, good to see you as well. Gosh, so many people popping. Thank you. Oh, Renreb, good to see you as well. Cheetah, good to see you. Awesome, awesome. Hey, Josh. All right, so this guy is, and honestly, when I'm looking at him on the screen, it does not really do justice to how cool this guy looks. So let me see if I can get a better angle on him. This beholder, snakes around, super detailed. Look at the maw on that. The teeth are insane.
I need to get that model.
Look at that detail on these. Yeah, this is. So Vivi, this is waiting for you at BlueBoxCon. When you get here for BlueBoxCon, this guy is waiting. It's like Beholder meets Predator. I would say this is. Look at that.
It's pretty wicked.
Wicked cool stuff. All right, so I can't wait to see what she will do with this. As the prints continue to flow, you mentioned the places to get the models, the slicing on your, man, the base. I'm in love with this guy. Like seriously, this Hill Giant, this is probably the coolest mini I have ever seen. I mean, it's not as big as my Tiamat or what, but just if you saw this in person, the detail, the wide base.
Here's a normal sized.
Yeah. So show those side by side. There we go.
So that shows you the pretty good scale.
Yeah, really good scale. But again, the detail on this guy is just insane.
So all the chat that John's going here with the detail and how much he's geeking out. This is why I like talking about 3D printing.
Oh,
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just
right there.
No, it is so cool, and The beard. Look, I just every time I look at the screen, you guys can see this is. You can't buy this in a store. You can't.
Yeah.
There is no place you're going to buy a mini with that detail in a store. I don't care if it's deep cuts, whiz kids. Nothing gives you the detail that I'm seeing on these minis here. I had no idea you could do this with a at-home printer.
Now the Loot Studios who did that one, you got to remember they're churning out stuff every month. They've got designers. I saw a video. They probably had 10, 12 designers sitting on computers where they're making minis. They're designing the minis and then they're putting them in for people to buy. And there's tons of Patreons out there that do the same thing.
So wonderful. Hey, Geek Puppet. Yeah, as many as you want and keep going. All right, so I have 2 boxes to open here, and I'm gonna go. Let me see. I'll cut them open. As I'm cutting, I'm gonna let Pat and Mike continue to talk 3D printing. So you guys discuss whatever you like while I unbox.
Yeah, just show a couple of examples here. There's a lot of people asking about the difference between the detail you're going to get with FDM or the resin. I've got 2 separate ones. If you can see these, this one 100% FDM.
FDM, I can tell. Yeah.
That's FDM, and then resin.
Oh, I mean, it's like
It's night and day.
you were fuzzy, but it's night and day.
I'll throw a picture up, but it works on FDM. You can do this. You're never going to get the detail you're going to get with a resin printer, though.
Right, but so if you're FDM, again, if you're printing, a house, FDM is great, or a Mandalorian helmet, right?
Yep.
Yeah, where yours fuzzy, can you get it? Yeah, exactly. FDM is great for that. Yeah, that looks fantastic. But when it comes to detail on minis, it's not even close.
I mean, because you got to figure that's what a lot of the miniature companies are printing.
So I guess a good point, like with Hero Forge, what are they using?
I think they do FDM, do they not, Mike? Hero Forge? But I think they got some very expensive printers.
They have resin too, but yeah,
Do
this
they?
is an FDM.
That's actually pretty cool.
Detail.
Wow, yeah. But again, larger scale, like detail at large scale is different than tiny minis with beard hair or.
Yep.
You find minis on FDM need more cleaning and okay. So actually, that's a good point. I'm so excited. Got Pale Lords here. I can't wait to show these. All right. So before I show that, how much time is involved with? I look at the struts or whatever those are called, the supports that are on the supports. How long does it take? And is it like, are you using an X-Acto knife to like? How do you?
Now Mike does the method that I've not tried before. So when you take, I can take those out in a minute. So when you take them off, I want to try to remove as many supports as I can to get it the way I want it before I cure it. I can still take supports off once I cure it, but it's hard then. It's going to come out of the wash. It's going to be a little pliable.
Okay.
Supports will just kind of fall off. He told me that he does hot water, or maybe a warm water, not like boiling water, but he would take his mini and put it in a little pot of hot water for what, 5-10 seconds.
So it's like your old football mouthpiece, kind of melt it and mold it.
Exactly.
Makes it soft.
Pop them off the build plate, drop them in the warm water while I'm cleaning the build plate off. And then once that build plate's clean, I slap it back in, I can get rolling again, and I can pull those out. 90% of those supports, especially from the pre-supported ones, come right off. And then I can set them in and get rolling through the wash.
But you don't worry about like melting the actual mini stuff itself or ruining the model when you do that?
If it's cranked in super hot water, I would be more worried about it.
Okay.
Warm water after it's washed, and like I'll leave the supports on when I put them in the wash. Run it through the wash about 10 minutes, just like Pat said. Pull them out of there, chuck them in the warm water while I'm getting everything cleaned up, and then pull them off, take it off, and drop them back into the curing station. And it's super easy. The FDM, they can be a beast.
Pain. They can be a pain.
Yes.
So I mean, honestly, I would have thought resin would be the bigger pain to break those supports off? No?
No, because the supports are real thin. They're not thick. They're real thin.
Huh.
I'll show you in a second once you do your unboxing.
Okay, well that shocks me. I really thought the resin supports looked more intimidating than the FDM flashing. Flashing is like a term for models you used to have when you bought your, Revo models. You trim the flash. I always thought that looked much tougher, but I guess not.
No, because they're real. And you got to remember, coming out of that wash, they're going to be pliable. They're going to be soft. You don't want to handle the mini too much and bend it or anything like that, because it's still it's soft. Once it hits the curing station and it gets cured, that's when it becomes hard. Now, they just came out with this, I don't know how many years ago, but people were doing their own washes. They were doing the
Everclear.
They were doing the Everclear, but they were doing the little I forget what they're called, but they vibrate the little.
I know what you're talking about. Like almost like for rings.
Yeah. So they would use that, and then people were making their own curing station. They would take a box and throw some UV lights in it, and put it on there and turn the model over every now and then. So I guess like Anycubic and other manufacturers decide we can make that and sell it. So we'll do that, which makes it a whole lot easier.
Yeah, there's been several people in here piping in.
So help us, Mike, because I'm so overwhelmed right now. Like, you help manage the chat, my friend. What are they asking?
I'm trying to keep up with everybody. A couple of people said that resin can be much thinner and much more fragile. 100% true.
Sure.
There's a couple of them. Amanda, yes, I use a toothbrush quite often. I have a set of them sitting down there, a pack of just cheap toothbrushes. So I can pull them out, scrub off what I need to. Yes, just don't be doing too much, especially before you
that's sweet. That's sweet.
Mike, that is incredible.
I love
I want to see these.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna show this.
That's pretty wicked looking.
Oh, my soul, my soul, my soul. Kayla, I saw you on earlier.
Nice.
Hopefully you're still here with us. Thanks for joining us. Again, Natasha, Taryn. Oh, yes, all the new emotes. Don't you love them? The new emotes, they are awesome. So, the original Pale Lord, which I'll pull up his image in a moment, but it was then modeled by Renan Asuncio, our good friend, and then it was printed by Mike, our good friend here on the stream today, DM Dingbat, and produced these super cool models. I have now four more of these wicked, look at that. If you can see the detail, and if you've watched the stream, if you don't know what this is, I'm sorry. You'll see it soon again. But the detail on these minis is insane and super cool. Custom D&D monster here, the Pale Lord, part of our lore on Blue Box. But I also got this guy from DM Dingbat. It is disgustingly gorgeous. You are right, Natasha. Disgusting. Hey, I'll have the giveaway stuff up shortly. DM's Quest. Don't worry about it, Vivi. You don't get the Beholder tonight. You got to come for Blue Box Con to get the Beholder. So tell us about this mini, because I don't if I can do him justice on the camera. Mike, this guy is awesome.
Yep, that one is one that I think a buddy of mine, we were putting those together. He printed up some, and I printed the bases. So that one was so cool. I can't wait to do a couple more of those and get them out at the table, running at my people. I got a closet full that I've got to get painted. And
Yep.
It's a lot.
All right, so I guess it is John's Player Killer Monster. So again, just showing scale here. So the Beholder, the Hill Giant, and then this monstrous guy from Mike. You can kind of see these are all big minis, and here is a sort of normal-sized mini, player character size mini. So these guys are big and beautiful. And you've already given him, so he's got a prime coat on him, right, Mike?
Yeah, all the ones that are the white that I have sent to you are already pre-primed, so ready to paint.
Yeah, that's awesome. So with the resin versus the FDM, how much is involved with that? Like, can you print, for example, and then paint Pat this hill giant, or do you have to prime him first?
I prime them just so it has something good to stick to.
Right, because if you like try to start layering the paint on, it might run a bit.
I don't know how it's going to stick to the resin, so it's best to lay down a coat that you know your paint will stick to. And so you don't, that's rattle can. That's a rattle can, spray can primer. Just, stay far enough away from it. You just want to coat it. You don't want to pile it on there like any kind of primer. And then it makes it a lot easier for it to paint.
All right, and this guy's not primed yet, right?
All of them are.
These are already primed?
It's a great primer.
This is rattle can prime?
It's a great primer.
So how do you...
I take it out on a cardboard box and I spray it and I let it sit.
Well, don't.
And then I bring it in the house and then.
But I don't see any. I don't see the thickness anywhere. I don't see drips or runs. Like, how do you get the fine detail and not?
You don't. I mean, it's like any type of prime. You're far enough away from it. I'm just misting.
You're mocking me now.
I feel it.
I feel your mockery. All right. So. As I lick my wounds, let's see what a Pale Lord becomes in the hands of the art of Mike Disney. You need, if this is one of my favorite friends in the world, great sponsor, he and Taryn, just flat out good people, in addition to ridiculously talented. Taryn's artwork is in my daughter's room upstairs on her walls. Incredible little watercolor things, foxes, Mike's painting. I was supposed to give these away. I have these scarns. I can't part with them. They are so gorgeous. These Disney printed painted scarns. Maybe at somewhere for children, I might give one of these away. But absent that, they are so near and dear to my heart. This man is a master. Yes, the creator of the Overboard. Yep. Can I see some Overboards in the Twitch chat? We got the Overboard emotes now. Can somebody pop those in the Twitch chat and show them off? Look at these scarns are frickin' incredible. All right, here we go. Now,
been waiting to see how this looks.
Oh, you and me both. Like I'm just so. I don't see overboards in the Twitch chat. Are they not working? If they're not, I'll fix them. Just let me know.
I don't see them on mine.
Yes,
you don't?
It's not on
okay, all right. I'll fix that. Not worthy, not working. I'll find them. All right, hang on. I can't comment till I have where are my readers? I'm gonna hold that. Here we go, right here. I'm around my neck. Of course they are. All right, so. All right, you see it here first, friends, fans, and we may do one of these as a giveaway on stream Saturday. This is the Pale Lord as painted by Art of Mike Disney. So imagine this, from concept, just an idea in my head, which was frankly ganked from Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. The Myrdal was the inspiration for this, but then I put sort of a doppelganger effect on it as well. And then I had Frederica Draws create the artwork, and then I had Renan Asuncio do the sculpt, and then Mike here, DM Dingback did the print, and then Mike Disney did the paint. And so from concept to physically in your hand. And by the way, this also exists inside Tailspire. So we have the digital asset and the physical asset now of the Pale Lord. I don't know. That's pretty darn cool. So cool. If you check out our stream on Saturday the 19th, I will give away the first ever Mike Disney printed Pale Lord mini. You could be the only one in the world to have one of these, and they are frickin' awesome. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go back to where were we? How's the print coming?
How much time does it say on there? I can't see it from here.
It looks like it says
about halfway.
Yeah, I think so. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So this is done washing.
All right.
So if you want to
pull that out, yeah.
Sure. All right. Let's see. So I always just do one hand.
Amanda said I could send the Pale Lord straight to her.
I just do one hand so I can hold the mini, and then start snipping some stuff off.
Thanks for looking, Taryn.
So we'll just pop it.
Are you not entertained?
There we go. This thing's, it's not, it's giving me fits here.
Just use your calves.
There we go.
Pat,
Oh,
just
yeah.
use your calves.
So,
Get some nitrous. Come on.
Yeah. No, anybody that knows Pat, this man has like literally they are like NFL linebacker, no, like defensive lineman calves, genetically blessed. He claims it's moving the truck and the shipments back and forth. It's not. He is genetically blessed. His calves are bigger than my head.
Nice.
So-
Pineapple calves.
so we got those.
All right, so let's pull this camera over here so people can see
Okay.
what you're doing.
So see, I smell more rubbing alcohol right now than I do anything else.
I barely. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not obtrusive at all.
So we're gonna set him down here. So you got your reflective plate for it and your turntable. And then I just kind of come in, and that's how the supports just kind of peel back.
Wait,
Like
what?
that. Just like that. Now,
Okay, but that's a kind of a flat.
that's a base.
Yeah. So show me.
So here's-
Yeah, show me one of those guys.
So I just kind of
It
start
can't be that
pulling
easy.
out just a little bit at a time, pulling away.
Here, pull your. Let's get closer to the camera here for people to see.
So it just kind of pulls away.
Yep.
What?
Start with the fine details and work
Yep.
your way out.
That is so much easier than I thought it was going to be.
So you can hear them just breaking apart.
Yeah.
Now, if it's something like the guys with the spears, then yeah, you got to take your time. Something big like this guy. And then what I would do is I would just sit here and look at it. And if I see any kind of wisps or anything that I just want to get off, like that, I just take it. And then he's ready.
Oh wait. So yeah. So when you say he's ready, what happens? What happens up here?
So what I usually do is I let them dry.
Right.
I let the alcohol dry for a few minutes. Now this is the one I really wanted to look at tonight.
Okay.
This is a Banshee that's got a sword sticking through her, and so that's always nice for players to see.
No, like I'm telling you, Commander Meerkat, you don't need to be afraid. I'm watching how he's handling this. Like Pat is no shrinking violet. This is a good-sized man. I'm not saying he's not dexterous, but I'd give his dexterity probably a 12, and his strength is probably a 17, and he's having no problem. Just
12? Just 12?
I give you high strength.
Grab his-
Your con's good. Yeah, exactly.
Con would be bad.
But he like this.
so
This is so much easier than I thought it was going to be.
There's the Banshee that's got the sword sticking through her. Just the detail on her.
Okay, so can you show this guy and talk to us when you had to, were you not concerned about breaking that spear?
Okay,
because
so-
that spear is ridiculously
Okay,
thin.
so with this guy right here,
Uh-huh.
he came in actually 4 pieces. So it was the body with the legs,
Okay.
the shield with the arm, the spear with the arm, and the head. That way, you can and the prints on this were you have this body, you have 3 different bodies to choose from. 4 different heads to choose
So you can
from.
like choose the mode, the models.
you
and
can
can you
put
hold
him
it up
with
to the camera so people can see how like thin that spear is?
could-
Kind
you
of
could-
pivot. Look, I mean that's.
You could put him with a spear. You could put him with a sword. You could put him with, I think, a mace.
And that came from the same STL story you were mentioning earlier, or?
This one came actually from Mike, I do believe. This is the elven stuff you sent me.
It is one of my
Titan
favorite
Forge.
minis
Yeah.
I've ever seen, Mike. It is so cool.
Yeah, those are
And so-
Titan Forge.
Yeah,
Titan Forge?
Titan Forge.
Okay.
And so this is the one I'm printing currently, which is I think it's a druid dwarf right there. And so what I'll do is I'll just let them dry. Let them dry until that alcohol is evaporated,
All
which
right.
doesn't take very long.
All right, so now I know the question, and hopefully, Mike, you've seen some other questions in the chat you can help us with, but I think the question on everyone's mind is the plastic guilt. I mean, we all feel plastic guilt. We go to stores. I've got so many unpainted minis sitting on shelves waiting to get to. When you can create your own minis like this, do you not just increase the amount of guilt you have for unpainted minis?
No, because it's so dadgum cool making them. I'm making them faster than I can paint them. That's the problem. That's the problem.
So you just
We've
print
had a
them.
few of these chats before. It's not it's a closet full of goodness. It's not a closet full of
Shame.
unfulfilled potential.
Yeah.
There, it's ready when I need it.
A closet full of goodness. I love that. I love that. Closet full of goodness. I'm blown away. I knew tonight I would see cool models and prints. I did not expect to see the detail I'm seeing. And honestly, what I really didn't expect to see was how easy it is to break off the flashing or the supports on those. I thought that was my wife, like, she makes these shirts, and when you do the pick out, they call that weeding, and the weeding on these things is ridiculously long and takes a lot of time. I thought that's what was going to be on here, and you're just like pop, 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 and they come right off. And
Now, like I said, things that are delicate, you got to be careful with them.
right.
So once that's dry, UV light, and then it sits there and spins. It's also reflecting off the bottom to hit the bottom, so you don't have to turn them. You don't have to do anything like that. And so it'll run, since there's 4 of them, I just run it for 10 minutes. Once it's done with the curing, handle it, prime it, paint it. You're done.
I don't care if it's crooked. You know that's glorious.
Yep, 9 minutes till he gets to paint.
Yep.
All right, chat. Give us some other questions or comments as we get ready to wrap up here and do our giveaway. I want to say again, thank you to my friend DM Dingback, Mike. He is the godfather of resin printing here at Blue Box. Then my good friend Pat Fraley17, who is not only a printer of all things, he's the creator of Ameko's Revenge. You've seen the ship on our stream back there, but also lives just a few minutes from me. We hang out occasionally. Just a good guy. I'm thankful to both of you, and I'm appreciative of what you've given me here. I've got your Pale Lords. Mike Disney, thank you. Taryn, thank you for all of your prints and the paints that you guys have done, the emotes. Give us just a few more thoughts or questions that you have in the chat. Mike?
I'm just trying to be keeping up. Some of the people are asking about how you glue these things together. Simple super glue.
Super glue.
Right there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's easy. There's one thing I'm going to try here to actually smooth out some FDM prints. I'm going to try, and I will post it once I actually do it. Smoothing out some FDM prints with resin. I've seen it. I've watched the videos on it. I'm going to try it.
Wait. So meaning you'll start a print in FDM and then drop that FDM print into a resin table and...
once it's printed, say like the mini,
right?
Like dip it.
Using some uncured resin to paint it on and then cure it to smooth out those.
Kind of like a coat.
Like a coating, yeah.
Like a coating.
Okay, that makes sense.
Hide those lines.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I'm sorry, just watching that thing rotate is, it's like one of those sort of TikTok videos, like satisfying, just good to watch. Let me pull this over. If it freezes, I'll relaunch it because I'm pulling my cable pretty far here. But
one thing I also would recommend for people is some sort of tray to work on. Keep if you have a resin spill or if you have anything like that. So the main things you're going to need: glasses, keep your eyes safe; gloves for not touching it; and paper towels and a trash can.
And look, I want to reiterate, like, this is probably the most surprising thing to me. We're in a small, many of you have come to Blue Box Con. Register if you haven't come to Blue Box Con. But if you have been here, my room is 12 by 10. This is at best 120, 130 square foot room. Very small, 7-foot ceilings. limited ventilation. I'm smelling very little, if anything, in here. So I thought this was going to be a much more impactful sort of scent, and it's not. It's not pushing.
One thing the machine does, as long as this is on, it filters that out too. Once I take that cover off, you might just get a small whiff of it, and you'll go, okay, well, that's not that bad.
Wow. Wow.
I think Pat was asking if you can overcure them. Yes, you can.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a bit. Same thing if you were to leave it out in the sun, it will get brittle.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you can, but it takes a bit.
Generally, I do. It depends on how big it is. If it's like one of these guys that size, then it's just 5 minutes. There's more in here, and so you want to do it a little bit longer just to be safe. So 10 minutes is just a good rule for multiples or large ones. Like this guy, he was 10 minutes.
A good solid, yeah.
Just because he's got a lot going on.
And so over-curing creates brittleness. That makes sense. It gets too dry, will snap. Under-curing would create
It'll be a little wobbly.
suppleness.
And then you're touching it, which you don't want to if it's still got resin on it. If it's not cured properly, it's going to be a little wonky. Plus the resin.
And you don't have to flip them like
no,
a
because
microwave.
it's got the underneath,
the rotation,
which
the under,
is
right?
reflecting it up. Yeah.
Wow.
So 5 minutes and they'll be ready to go.
All right, good. We'll have that done before we finish the stream today. So, of course, I've registered Manda. I live here. I have to be registered for BlueBoxCon. So it's on tabletop events, and we already have a fantastic group coming from as far north as Canada, people as far west as California, as far east as Boston, all over the country. Whoop, hold on, sorry. That is not cool. Ads. Let me mute these. Here we go. Skip ad. And then back to Adrian von Ziegler. So yeah, please check it out on TTE. There will be painting classes, Amanda. Amanda, would you like to post in the chat a little bit about what will be happening in the painting classes led by Amanda, Mystical Unicorn?
Pat66 got a question about to remove the joint lines. Some of them will have joint lines in them because they're putting them together. I always use some sort of not a clay but a filler that you can use. Yeah, that you can use to fill in. Actually, so the beholder, actually part of the beholder did not print on his head.
Okay.
It had like a gash in it. So I took some of that molding clay, filled it, let it set, harden, and primed it. And so,
I mean, you can't tell.
yeah, you smooth it off, make sure it looks nice, and then prime it.
Yeah, I don't see any flaw in this guy.
So mold line, and the same thing with you buying a Reaper miniature or anything. They're all going to have some mold lines. They're all going to have some creases to where you're either comfortable with it or you're going to fill it.
All right, so that's a good point because this guy, I have one upstairs. Oh yeah, show that to us, Mike. Go ahead.
That has a line right there. Mm-hmm. That was 2 separate pieces, and there's green stuff you can buy. There's several different products out there that you can get to fill those lines in. And even super glue, if it's small enough, you can use
super glue and baking soda
in there, let it dry.
I've done super glue and baking soda before.
Yeah, because I noticed this with this mini because you gave me one earlier. I can see a line where his arm was joined here. So I was thinking green stuff, but what's the easiest way to address a line like this?
Small stuff like that I would use super glue and baking soda.
Yep.
Right
Just
there, you probably can't even see it on the screen.
Put some super glue, line that with super glue, sprinkle some baking soda on it, smooth it, and then wipe it off.
That makes sense. I like it.
And it'll be hard as a rock then.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So we have just a few minutes here. We got to get ready to raid Jay in just a moment. Thank you, Evelyn, for posting the TTE site. If you want to register for BlueBoxCon, that is a 2.5-day con. So it starts on Friday, May 13th. I think I have that right. And then goes to the 15th. The 15th. or maybe it's whatever. I get them all mixed up. But it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday is our trip to the Ren Fair here, just a few minutes from my house. But we have tabletop games, we have live streams, we have multiple gaming tables, we have liar's dice, we have painting sessions, we have DM roundtables, we have it's going to be an incredible time. And oh, by the way, just a lot of good people, just fun people. Like there is, you will love it if you can come and enjoy just spending time with people that love to play and are just generally good people. That's what we do here at Blue Box. That's right. I had it right, 13th or 15th. Mm-hmm. I was questioning because the 15th is, it's a day. I won't say what day, it's a day, but I always think about that day. So 13th the Friday, 14th the Saturday, and then 15th the Sunday. Register for Blue Box Con. And we will have 3D printers there. Patrick's already said he'll bring these guys and have them running prints and teaching people. So it'll be a great time to just spend time with friends and also to learn a lot of stuff. It does get a little bit loud, a little bit crazy. I'm hoping it's a little louder and a little crazier, but it's not intimidating. There is no one intimidating here. Like, these are just fun, friendly people. You will not feel bad when you come here. You will feel like you're home. You will feel like this is a group that you just want to hang out with. I promise you. All right, so as we conclude, any final thoughts? 15, 14, 13. Any final thoughts? Patrick or Mike?
I would just say I was skeptical at first. I was worried about fumes, worried about whatever, all the bad stuff you hear.
Right.
Once I got into it, and as long as you take the proper safety precautions, and you just take your time, so now they're done. And so that's the base for him. And then
it's ready to paint.
It's ready to prime, ready to put on a shelf and laugh at me as I walk by it every time and wonder when I'm going to get.
See, you do have the plastic guilt. I knew it.
But just get the materials you need so that it's easier. And Mike can probably adhere to this. Have a system. Like when I print, I do this, and this, and I'm done. And so when I wash, I do this. I do the same thing over again. Put one glove on this hand so I can snip with the other hand. It's just a system that you do to make it easy, and it's the easiest printer that I've ever encountered.
I mean, no, I'm watching this happen, and it's like it's magic. It's not. FDM, and again, I'm not anti-FDM. I've used them and I've seen what's been created. I've got FDM prints here, but it's just so much more complex. This just does magic and makes things happen.
We've talked about before, FDM is a tinkering kind of printing.
Right.
You're going to have to tinker with it. You're going to have to level the bed often. You're going to have to change nozzles, change the PTF tube, everything like that. You got to tinker with it. But this, you print it, you set it, you level it, and you go.
And the only real thing you're really going to have to worry about on that is your film.
Yeah.
The release film. That's it. Other than that, as long as, like you said, have your system in place, ready to go. I have gloves, filters, everything ready. As soon as it's done, it's one to the next, and you're done. I was going to throw out there's a couple people asking about the streams coming up for Blue Box Con. Yes, there will be some streams. I know that was thrown in there.
Yes.
I was going to offer also for anybody that can't get out there on Sunday. I know that's your Ren Fair day. I'm happy to maybe throw something together and stream.
Oh, I love that idea. I love that idea, Mike. Yeah, let's do that for people that can't come.
A few of you, so
yeah, let's do that. So people that can't come and they can't go to the Ren Fair, but they'd like to do a little D&D. That's my normal Sunday. Let's make that happen, my friend, and we'll get them.
Do it. I won't be there. Unfortunately, I can't get out there a couple of those days. So
no, that I'm not sure that's true yet. I'm not giving up. I don't give up that easy. But should you not be able to come, I would love to have you be able to run your stream on that day.
Yeah, I'm happy to. We can work it out. We'll throw it out.
All right, that sounds good. All right, so. Anything else in the chat I've missed? We're going to do the giveaway now. We won't roll off for this. We'll just do it quickly. I cannot tell you how gorgeous these prints are. So when you get this giveaway, this fire elemental. You think you know how good he looks? When he shows up at your door, you will be mesmerized with the detail and the quality. This is actually one of my favorite prints. I have one of these upstairs that Patrick gave me, and I don't think he primed the one I have.
No, I did not.
Yeah,
because that was fresh off the print.
Yeah, so I'm gonna swap him for one of these primed ones. But anyway, so it is so cool. This is perfect for killing your entire party. All right, so here we go. Let me pull up my Nightbot and get ready to raid. Any final thoughts or comments from our chat or from either of my august guests?
No, thanks for having us on. It's fun. I always enjoy it.
Dude, the privilege is mine. You guys are... All right, so let's call it fire. Let's do exclamation point fire because it is a fire elemental in the chat. Exclamation point fire. And we'll kick that off here right now. I'll paste it so you can see it. You pop that in and you will be eligible for this fire elemental, which Pat will be able to watch me do this live. I see you all popping in. Jerry, good to see you. Toriano. Yes, Alexander. Go ahead.
If there's any questions you guys have that we haven't gotten to, please.
Yeah, William. Anyone else? I see many of you. Give us one or two more questions. I've got some people that know their stuff when it comes to this kind of printing. Ask them any questions that you like as we're prepping for the giveaway. Exclamation point fire in the chat. But yeah, you too can print this kind of stuff. What have you ever estimated the cost per mini? Let's do that. So forget about the initial investment, just the resin.
This bottle off Amazon, I think, is like $34.
Okay.
And so that is quite a bit of liquid. I didn't pour not even
the big bottle.
Yeah, that's a big bottle. I got tired of the small bottles because I was running
about $15.
Yeah, the smaller bottle, about half that size, about $15.
Right. So how many minis of this could you print? Like both these dragons with that bottle?
So I would say with one of these, I printed all of this and more, and much more.
So $35. Of course, you got the sunk cost with the equipment.
Sure.
But that's
two dragons.
You got a little bit of like super glue and a
Sure.
little bit of whatever. But I mean, yeah, that's pennies on the mini.
Mm-hmm. I would say
that was one bottle. And I still had some left. Some of these models, these huge ones, are actually hollow. And if you come that way, or if they don't, you can actually slice them that way, and you can save a ton of resin by doing it that way.
All right. Exclamation point fire in the chat. We'll give you just one or two more moments here. Good to see you, Vancouver by night as well. Commander Meerkat. Oh, Scott, good to see you. Welcome.
So you're probably talking like miniature this size. What, $1? Not even $1.
Yeah,
50 cents?
Yeah, 50 cents I think would be based on a $34 bottle, the size of what you're showing here.
So 50 cents.
So 50 cents to create a mini like that.
And the actual print will tell you how many ounces or milliliters it will take to print it.
Oh, it does.
So when you slice it, it slices. It tells you how long, and tells you how much liquid you're actually going to use.
I'm sold. I've just got to find out where I'm going to put this stuff, but I need these. These are incredible. All right, so before we do the giveaway, we have one question for you tonight. If you're watching and you haven't followed, we have some new followers, new chatters, rather. Oh, thank you, Renreb. I missed that earlier. 1,000 bits. Give it and cheer. Our cheers aren't firing off with audio. I'll fix that, but thank you so much. People are already jumping the stream here, but we should have a new animated emote for what are you doing. If that's not working, let me know. I'll fix all of this. But if you're watching tonight and you're not a follower, if you're a follower who has not subbed, or if you're a sub whose sub has expired and you have not resubbed, no, we have one question for you. What are you doing? Yeah, crit fail, I guess. There we go. So the what are you doing is not up yet. We'll get that up. The crit fail is working. Thank you for being with us tonight. And the winner of the incredible Fire Elemental Mini is here. You can watch this. I'll put it up here on the big screen there for you, Pat. All right, so all I do here is so you can see all the folks, all eligible. I don't know what this, it doesn't seem to matter, but I sometimes go in and click. No, it's fine. All right. If you win it, we'll just roll again. All right,
okay. So I'm going to win it. I'm going to win it.
And the winner of the Fire Elemental print is Jerry!
Cool.
Let's go, Adam Jr.
Nice.
Congrats, Jerry. He's been following since just last October, so a fairly new follower, but very active in chat. Jerry, you're still with us, yes? Are you still with us, Jerry? You must be present.
Yep.
Yeah, there he is. Let's go. Congratulations. All right, and let's go ahead and kick off our raid of Lord Gazumba. Jay has a great stream going on tonight. Lots of fun, folks. You're going to want to check that out. And as we prepare to conclude, any final thoughts from either of my guests?
It's been fun.
Yep.
We'll have to do it
Always
again.
is.
Well, all right, so I will take you up on that. I want you to do it again. I want you guys both back. We could do some, we'll do a poll and talk about questions, process questions that people might have, where we can really dive into helping make this stuff accessible. Thank you, Ranger. Appreciate that. Thank you, Goblin Wars. Yep. All of you.
And like Mike said, put it in Discord. Put it in
Yes.
put it anywhere.
LMA chat.
Put it to us or anybody that has some experience with it, and we can walk you through and help you out.
Yep, exactly. Jump in our Discord, all kinds of fun stuff there. Great people. Blue Box, we'll be back Sunday. It is Super Bowl Sunday, so we'll be done well in advance of the big game. So don't let that scare you away. Be with us on Super Bowl Sunday, and then next week we'll have our normal streams. Greyhawk Awakening will be back. LMA will be back. We're actually talking with some new Gen Z players about introducing new players to D&D, which will be a fun discussion next Wednesday. And then, of course, the big charity stream coming up the 18th to the 20th. Mark your calendar, be present, save your bits, and give them all that weekend. We want the money for St. Jude. And with all that said, thank you again, Mike. Thank you again, Pat. And we're rating now Lord Gazumba.
Have a great night.
See you, Mike.
Cool.
Hang on, just wait 1 second. Let the chat finish the raid.
There it is.
Should be popping up.
Yep, it's up.
There it
Watching
is.
it.